just go with it. I mean, we're going with it, boys and girls.
Jersey.
We're going with Jersey.
A lot of schools from Jersey.
Why Jersey? Why the number 15 seed Princeton Tigers jersey? That's why, boys and girls. Welcome to IDD. I don't disagree for those of you who have just discovered fire. IDD for those of you in the know. That is the redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo. The highly questionable one, Aja Miliaccio. Segment 1, the madness of March has not disappointed. In fact, one could argue this is the most maddening fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
In the mouth of madness, folks.
In the mouth of the madness.
Stephen King.
I got news for you. This piece of paper, I wouldn't even wipe my you-know-what with it. It's just worthless. It's just absolutely... I don't even. Do I have anybody?
Three 1 seeds gone.
I mean,
a 16 seed gone.
Two.
Oh, only 2?
Yeah, because Houston came back.
Okay, so Houston.
2 are gone, though, already.
Houston and Alabama are still in it.
Yeah, Houston's still in it. Alabama's still in it. Kansas is gone. Purdue is gone. Duke, who was the tournament favorite by a lot of people, gone. And then there's Princeton.
And you give Virginia a bad name, UVA.
Oh, my God, did they stink up
again.
Talk about how dumb can you be?
Look, I feel bad for that kid.
I do
because
too, but
he obviously just lost it. It was one of those pressure moments,
poop,
and it was a little poopy. That's really the only way to explain it.
I poop, you poop.
I think he's a good player.
Poop, that's who.
I think he's a good player.
He's actually a very good player.
And I haven't heard any comments from him. He must have thought there's only a second remaining. This is going to end the clock. Because if he thought he was actually making that pass,
he should have thrown it higher. Just run it out, throw it up towards it. It's a 10-second hang time.
Yeah,
it's going to take 5
seconds. In actuality,
seconds.
That happens in about 2 seconds.
I know.
So if there's 7 seconds left, that's not enough.
No.
And if he really thought he was going to make it from
should
that
he have
corner,
thrown it at the other basket. Try to throw it at the other backboard.
So
that would have just created chaos.
Here's the other thing: he had a guy open in the opposite corner. But if he really thought he was going to hook shot it to him,
I don't know what he was thinking.
He couldn't have been thinking that.
I don't know many players that could make that pass that are not 6'8" or above. But I don't even know if they could make it. But
he was a guard.
He was a guard, so that's a hard.
And the way it opened up, I mean that team, Furman. The guy intercepts it. The other guy goes right to the three.
Right to the spot.
Right to that
spot. Talk about knowing what to do.
That's what I'm saying.
In that moment. I mean,
he sees this guy picking the pass off and
all
goes.
The steamers that got dropped on one sideline, the other one was freaking Balboa in the 15th round.
And they didn't have to think about it.
No, they just reacted.
Intercepted. He sees his man go to the spot. Yes, he hits him. And he's right up with the shot.
Tom Brady-esque is what it was.
It was execution.
Yeah, execution at its finest. With, by the way, no time. To his point, that was all improv.
That happened.
There was no timeout. There was nothing drawn up.
There was no thoughts.
Those two kids knew what to do in that moment. Right. And I tell you right now, that's impressive.
That was
impressive. But again, there's both sides to this. So
and UVA comes down and still gets an open three.
They got a good look, believe it or not. But the bottom line is they never should have been in that position.
Mm-mm.
And this goes back to the whole.
They were better than that team.
More games are lost than won, and it's not just football. Football is just the biggest perpetrator of it, but it happens in all sports.
Up 2 with the ball, under 10 seconds.
You should not lose that. You should not lose that game,
man.
You should be at the foul line, icing it. That's about it. If you actually can't pass over it, you should have been fouled and at the foul line with it, icing it. Right. Those are the only 2 scenarios that should have played out. So
the worst case scenario is. You hold the ball long enough, and they actually tie you up. That should
bad.
be worst case scenario.
It should be.
Should be.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was not.
To
because
let go of
at
that
least
ball.
in a jump ball, it's a dead ball, and you can set your defense. There was, I think in that moment, there was a lot of confusion going on in that play. I don't understand what the hell that was going on in this timeout. But, I mean, before this happened.
Did that come off of a timeout?
I don't remember. But
I don't remember.
But first of all, they had a timeout left to Bird. So he could have called timeout. Why didn't he do that? He could have done that before but anything other than what he did. Anything other than what he did.
Throw it off their leg.
And I do feel bad for the kid because if I've seen him play, he's one of the best point guards in America. He is really that good. And to me,
he just lost it.
He just in that moment, which look, it happens all the time. We see it. You see it. So while I feel bad for him on the one end, I'm happy for Furman on the other because, look, even if this guy screws up, for Furman to execute like that on a whim. I mean,
they still had to make that play.
They still had to make the play, and the guy still had to drain a 3 steps into it like what the fuck? Are you
no hesitation.
Talk about onions. I was like, that was Bill Raftery on steroids. Onions.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. Right into it. Perfect rhythm. Broke the wrist. Held the form. Oh my God! It was like how to shoot a game-winning jump shot by the Furman. So I mean,
was that your favorite play of the weekend?
Yes, it was. Well, was it?
I'm looking.
It was right. It's 1 or 2. I'm trying to remember what the other one was, but that was in the running. Probably what Timmy did in the last. And I'm not a Timmy fan, by the way. I can't really stand the guy, but I give credit where credit is due.
Against TCU or in the first round?
The other night, last night.
TCU.
Yeah, TCU. What he did in the last 4 minutes of that game, he fucking took over. He just fucking said, "Nope, you went out."
Was TCU right there with them?
Yeah, that was a great game. It went back and forth, and there were times when TCU looked like they were going to run away with it, and then Gonzaga would fight back, and then the other way around, and then TCU kept fighting back. I mean, they didn't. Neither team yielded, but Mr. Timmy in that last 4 minutes probably made himself a little money because any NBA.
You think he looked like a pro right there?
Yes, he did. He looked like a first-round draft.
What's his size?
6'10". And he can shoot, so he'd be a stretch 4.
Can he move? Can he take you off the dribble?
Yeah, he can, but he's got a post game. He's got an actual post game, which by the way,
he would play low and pop out.
And by the way, that's a lost art in the NBA right now. He'd be valuable because if you start watching what Jokic and Embiid are doing when they do post up, the post game's starting to creep its way back into this game. And I'm telling you right now, it's a good thing because it'll bring back a lot of the artistry and the footwork and to do the.
Embiid's averaging like 4 or 5 assists a game.
He is, but his low post play and Jokic, he's got, of course, not many of them, but when they get on the block, those two know what they're doing.
It's still undervalued.
They are. It is because everybody's in love with the 3-point shot.
Yeah.
And it's all Golden State's fault because they're really the only team that's one doing that.
Dude, watching a big guy play like that.
It's frustrating as hell. Just stay out there and hover around.
No, but watching a big guy play like Jokic or like Embiid.
Well, they do.
It's a beautiful thing.
They do both.
That's what I'm saying.
They do both.
I'm saying, yeah. But watching them, Embiid, if he gets the ball.
Dude.
If he's at the foul line, he can he's
shoot
got a shot from there.
He's got a fade away. He's got all kinds of shit. But I mean, like,
it's crazy.
He's got like what I call the junk box game. All these herky jerky fade away, this lean, that.
And he's big.
He's got great touch and he's big.
He's enormous.
So he makes it work. Versus Jokic, who's a technician down there. And there's nobody his size to combat him other than Embiid, basically, because Giannis is tall enough. He ain't big enough. No. He's tall, but he's compared to Jokic, he's like half of Jokic. So I mean, the thing is,
really, how much is Jokic?
He's like 270. Yeah, I'd say he is.
He's not built like Embiid, though.
No, Embiid's bigger. He's bigger, but Jokic has
Embiid's
a better.
Shaq-like.
But Jokic has a better post game.
Yeah.
Jokic is a better passer. Jokic is a better shooter. I mean, if you want to put these two head to head, and again, I know that he won the last time they played in Philly, but Jokic beat him out in Denver. So no one talks about that because both happened.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason I look at Embiid like he's more dominant, but maybe I'm probably biased.
Jokic is the one going for his 3rd straight MVP, not Embiid.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, and there's a reason for that. They're number 1 seed in the West. Say what you want, they are, and he's got them there. And last year he took on Golden State with both of his running mates out, and they still won a game.
But he's not facing the type of teams that Embiid's facing in the East.
The East is tougher.
I
agree with you.
Not to say that the West stinks.
No, it doesn't. Actually, some of the moves at the deadline, the West got stronger, and a couple of teams got stronger.
But if Philly was in the West, they'd probably
Phoenix
be the
and LA
seed.
both are better now.
Now, without a doubt.
Yeah, they were not. Now those two make it not even, but the West looks better.
I mean, if Phoenix was in the West, they'd be the 1 seed, wouldn't they?
In the East, in the West.
Yeah. I'm sorry. If Philly was in the West,
yes,
they'd be the 1 seed.
So would Boston.
Yeah,
both
the top 3 seeds.
The top 3 would all be the one out
and
there.
And the 4th isn't that far behind.
No, Cleveland's not that far.
Yeah.
No. And the thing is, the East is tough. It's loaded. This is the East I grew up on.
That's why
they're
both
the Celtics,
great.
The Sixers, the Bucks were great with Don Nelson, the head coach. The freaking Cavaliers with Ron Harper, Doherty, and those guys. I mean, the Knicks when Ewing showed up. I mean, the fucking whole Eastern Conference. Throughout the 80s, Dr. J
and the Pacers
and the Pacers Heat later on.
In the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, the East has had a very dominant run. And Detroit, Jesus, Detroit in the 80s.
But it's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a minute. It was the
West. Because the Knicks have been down so long.
That's why LeBron went to 10 straight finals, because other than the 2008 2010 Celtics, there was nothing in LeBron's way.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's what stopped him, those two teams. So, I mean, the bottom line is, other than those two, he went to 10 straight finals. But then he goes to the West. The West was harder time. Well, now he can't come back East. He's loaded.
No, it's hard.
You better stay in the West, man. You're better off in the West. You got a shot in the West.
Did you hear Steph Curry say something about he could see himself playing with Giannis one day?
If that happened,
you'd be pissed.
I'd stop watching basketball. I'm already sick of this crap. Okay, it's one thing if the team drafts you. Okay, and maybe you make one trade. You make one trade because the franchise guy's already there. I mean, if Steph Curry were to do that, that would be like what Kevin Durant did when he went to go play with Golden State.
No doubt.
That to me is just, why are you doing that? That's not even you're not gonna lose now. So I mean,
well, he's talking about like late in his career. You know, remember when Gary Payton tried to do that and Barkley tried to do that?
But they hadn't won titles.
Malone,
they were a title shop.
They were trying to get.
They were trying to get that elusive ring. I get why they did it. Steph Curry's got 4 rings. He didn't need to do that. But listen, I will say this in Steph Curry's defense. He's been the one guy that has stayed with him and Dame Lillard.
The whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. So if Steph Curry is there 15 years and decides to leave, I'm not going to judge him because he won him 4 rings. Steph Curry can walk away.
Nothing.
Yeah. The Warriors haven't been anything since the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I mean, now Mark Jackson had,
he built that. He kind of built it.
Yeah,
he did, and he never gets enough credit for it. But the bottom line is, Steph Curry, if he's there 15 years and he decides to do that, I'm not going to pull that against him.
That's true.
Because he did it. He did
last
it
little part of his career. I mean, I don't hold it against LeBron what he's done, even though I totally understand when somebody says it's just annoying to watch that. I get that.
It is.
But
because there were other athletes that did it staying where they were. That's what's frustrating. He's like,
so,
he could have done that in Cleveland. He's talented enough.
So I understand people feeling that way. However, when I say it, I'm like, look, I look at it as a job, and like I'm able to go and work wherever I want to work. So I feel like these guys should too. That's why I always go, I don't care, you know. But I get it.
From a competition standpoint.
Right, from a competition stand-up.
This ain't about he needs more money. Okay, he's the highest paid player in the league. So, I mean, or one of the top 3, whatever, he's right there.
And I know it's not the same thing, but I compare it to like, if I'm playing something, and I know it's not on a professional level, I know it's meaningless and no one gives a shit. Yeah. But if I'm playing something, I don't want it to be an uneven, easy match.
No, I want
to enjoy. It's
not going to be competitive,
right?
It's going to be lopsided.
I want competition.
That. Yeah, this is what made
push me.
This is what made. If you think about these rivalries across sports, you know, with Jabbar and Chamberlain, this is what made rivalries.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to have equal or close to it anyway, so that this is a fair fight for more or less.
So that you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, when you know another team's going to win in 5 games,
boring.
It's like, this is no fun.
Yeah,
you know, you're praying the other team stretches at 6. Hey, they took 2. That's what the fuck is that?
Dude, and that applies to most things. It's like if I'm playing, I play chess digitally on my phone with people.
Yeah.
If one of us is too good, it's boring as shit. Yeah. If you're not on the same level, it's like, why are we playing? Because you hate it.
I can't.
Right.
Yeah, I can't beat you.
So either I can't beat you or you can't beat me. What's the point? You know.
Yeah. So I mean.
So I get that part of it.
But I mean.
But from a business side, that's where I go. It's business.
Well, the basketball players' contracts are all pretty much guaranteed now. So I mean, they're getting their bag.
No, without a doubt.
But anyway, we back to the college game here.
Yeah, how do we end up there?
I don't know. That's how we roll. Look, the UConn Huskies.
From Timmy to that.
I would say this. Well, 2 things that really stood out this weekend. The UConn Huskies are very impressive. They really are.
Danny Hurley's a beast.
Danny Hurley is a hell of a coach. He really is.
He looks like a freaking maniac.
He does.
I mean, he looks like an absolute maniac for coaching.
Yeah, he is a legit. Yeah, his dad should be proud. His dad was a Hall of Fame coach in Jersey, high school coach, his father, and he's taken right after his father. UConn is back. And I mean, they are back in a big way. UConn could win this thing. Don't be surprised. They've done great. Tom Izzo Not this Tom.
That's me, thank you.
Yeah.
What do you mean not me? I was there.
You're always great, Tom.
This
is about another Tom Izzo who hadn't been great in a long. You're always great, Tom. This guy has been off for a couple of years, and he needed to remind the world, hey, did you forget about motherfucker?
He always does this.
And Tom Izzo, look at that team had no business getting in the tournament. If you saw them play, they were the definition of mediocre.
Right.
All fucking
That's what you said.
long.
I remember that.
And
they shouldn't be here.
They shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
And all right, take this and put this in your pipe and smoke it, RJ. Because Mr. Rizzo said, not only did you offend me as an Italian, but you offended my school. You offended my everything.
Why didn't you go with our fellow Paisan?
Because I just didn't think they should be there.
I'm trying to find them on this. Oh, there they are. Okay, so you took USC.
Actually, no, I got them. I actually had them here. I had them losing to Marquette. I had them winning the first game.
You changed it.
Was there any erase marks on this?
No.
I filled it out with you. I never touched it. So I folded up.
Oh, so maybe you were saying all that stuff, but ended up picking. Because I remember you saying they didn't even deserve to be here.
No, but then again, I'm looking at USC and I'm like, what's so fucking great about that? So it was a coin flip game.
Yeah, coin flip game. I was looking at something.
That one didn't surprise me. The Marquette one, he outcoached Shaka.
Well,
he outcoached. Let's call it
more
what
experience.
Yeah, but Shaka's been to a Final Four.
I know. Shaka's been to one Final Four.
Well, Izzo's been.
And outside of that run, I was looking at it today. He's 3-9 in the tournament. And that's with some high-seeded teams at Texas.
Yeah. Yep.
I still think he's a great coach.
He's been to a Final Four, not many have.
I think when you take a mid-major
to a Final Four. Yeah.
Not too many people have done that.
No, you can't match up talent-wise 9 times out of 10.
You know who else did that?
What's his nuts?
Jim Larinaga.
Yeah, Larinaga.
So he's with Miami now.
By the way, that's the one I got right.
He did it with George Mason. And that's what got him the Miami job.
I did get one right, and it was Miami. And,
and you said they were good.
Yeah,
but didn't we think somebody was out, so we didn't like them at one point?
That was the Tennessee starter who turned out to play. And he wasn't the guy that killed Duke. It was this kid that averages like 8 or 9 a game. He had the game 27 points. Guy shot his load. I mean, all over freaking what's his name's face. And fucking.
Ooh, Filipowski.
Yeah, Filipowski.
Dude, he took a bow to the face, split his face open.
Filipowski played hard. He didn't play well, but he played hard.
He had a concussion.
He kept playing. He manned up. He didn't cry about it. He did something. He didn't pull a LeBron. Oh my God, I'm hit. He starts a leg cramp. Fucking acting like you got shot.
You know, leg cramp sucks.
You don't act like you got shot with an AK-47.
What are you getting? You getting a wheelchair?
You don't get. That was worse.
You get Paul pierced,
buddy. I have ridiculed Paul Pierce.
Well,
for that
do you know what the rumor is? That he pooped himself. He pooped himself. I saw him in a recent...
Truth be told, I've seen Paul Pierce poop himself. I've seen him. So am I surprised? If that's what it was, this one just came through the undies.
But I saw him in an interview.
It wasn't a short.
I saw him in an interview, and I think Tatum asked him. It was like the young guys talking to him and Garnett. Yeah. Did you see this? It was good. It was like him and Jaylen Brown. It was Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else talking to KG and Paul Pierce. And they were like, They were like, so...
Why you talking to Bird and McHale and Parrish?
They were like, so, speaking of the time that you got into the wheelchair, they were talking about like a sprained MCL or whatever.
Which wasn't.
And he was like, there's something else that people are saying about that. And he's like, I didn't poop myself. Like, it was funny.
Oh, we think you did, Paul. Anyway,
why else would you need a wheelchair? And if you sprained your MCL, you wouldn't have played.
Anyway, to Filipowski's point, or his point about Filipowski, the kid played hard. He was getting hit. I mean, he got hit the whole night, and he didn't back down.
I didn't watch a ton of that game.
To his credit, he never backed down. The problem was Duke had 15 turnovers, probably because their best ball handler, Roach, was in foul trouble the whole game. But they had 15 turnovers and 8 assists. Boys and girls, you aren't beating my mother doing that. Okay? When you have almost a 2-to-1 turnover to assist ratio, you are getting beat 100 times out of 100. And
that's not Duke. What is up with that? I mean, was the defense that raucous that...
No, I think the point guard being out half the game due to foul trouble didn't help. Because every time Duke tried to make it
sucks when your point guard
when your best ball handler has to sit on the bench for 5-6 minute stretches, that's a problem.
Yeah,
okay?
that's your engine.
And in the tournament, a guard play is everything.
Yeah.
So the other kid tried to make up for you at 16 points, but Proctor, he had a good game, but he was the only one that played well.
I freaking picked Indiana over Miami. Damn it.
I had Miami going all the way to the regional final and losing to Texas.
I loved Indiana because of the big.
Yeah.
And after the first game, I felt so smart.
Yeah.
I felt so good about myself because I was talking up Jackson Davis. Remember?
Yes.
And he had an amazing night.
Actually, he did.
And then second day, where'd you go, fella?
Where'd you go, fella? What happened to you?
Where were you?
Who's your father? Where's your sister?
Boop, 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 boop. And Miami goes on with Jimmy Lars.
Yeah,
Jimmy Laws.
That dude's legit. And them in Houston this week is going to be whoo-hoo. I'll see that 5-1. That's the one where I think Houston goes down. Miami is more than capable of beating them.
Did you pick that? You picked Miami.
I picked Miami beating them and losing to Texas.
That's a good pick.
In the regional final.
I hope you're right because I have Texas winning the damn thing.
I have Texas getting there and losing to Duke on this one. In my other ESPN pool, I have Alabama beating Texas in the final. That's the one I think I still have a chance. The one down here in the SAG, I just burn it. Just burn it. It's over. Thank you, Jackie, for picking VCU. That's the only reason I'm not going to be in the cellar. But I'll be one step up, so not that far behind. Anyway.
I've been in last place pretty much the entire
but you won't finish
first one.
I
shouldn't,
You should.
Well, I still have 3 of my Final Four teams.
Yes, you're champion, right?
Yes.
You're very alive. You're more alive than most people. So,
but right now, my first couple of rounds haven't gone so well.
No, because that's the upset rounds. And look, I said this 3 months ago. I said it 6 weeks ago. I said, this is the deepest field I've ever seen. And it proved itself.
I picked several upsets. I picked all the wrong upsets.
So did I. God damn it. I'm trying to, I got to get that one right. Nope. Like,
Providence over Kentucky? Nope.
Yeah.
Raging Cajuns over Tennessee? Nope.
What was the other one I picked?
Memphis over Florida Atlantic? Nope. Texas Southern over Purdue? Hell the fuck no. No, I'm sorry. Not Texas Southern. FDU. Fairleigh Dickinson.
Charleston over San Diego?
Nope. Fucking Princeton? Princeton over who? UCLA?
No, you said still playing.
Arizona?
It was Arizona. That's the other one. Oh,
come on.
Fucking God.
I don't think we really watched that game.
We should have because I'll tell you what. Look, Princeton.
Was that during the party?
But you know what the thing was, and I said this last week, Princeton was a very good team that if they didn't draw Arizona, I thought could make a run. I thought Arizona was just too talented for them. But I thought if they got any other slot, they could have won probably 2 games. Turns out they did win 2 games. They went through Arizona, not around them. And and by the way, they outplayed them for much of that game. They really did. This was no fluke. This was no fluke. So, I mean, and Princeton was no fluke. I saw them.
Well, then they won their second game too.
I know. I'm saying. I thought the only reason I had them winning was because they were drawing the 2 seed. Yeah. I thought they were going to get in the 3 of the 4 game. 3.
And then who'd they beat the second day?
They beat
Missouri. It was a good team.
Yeah. I had Missouri getting there and then losing to Arizona. But anyway, the bottom line is I saw Princeton destroy Yale in the conference championship. And Yale was the regular season champ. They were 1-2 all year. And I saw them just bitch slap Yale. And I was like, oh my God. Holy shit, these guys can play. But then I saw where they fell in the like, wow, they got fucked. Yeah, I was like, because I thought they were going to be the 3-14 or the 13-4. Because they had a good record. Like, this wasn't like they were a 19-12. They were like a 26-17 or something like that.
No, 21-8.
Well, yeah, they eventually. All right. Well, still, that's good.
Well, yeah, eventually.
That's not a 15. No, that's like a 13 or a 12.
Not 27.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not 15 against Arizona.
No, but then I called the other great upset, NC State over Creighton, and then NC State to win their second game. Problem is, Creighton won. Poop, poop, poop. Creighton went on to face Baylor. And beat Baylor, which was poop, 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 poop.
I said it before, and I'll say it again.
Did you pick them over Baylor?
This is the deepest field I've ever seen, and it's proven it. Where are they? I had Baylor beating UC Santa Barbara. I had Baylor beating NC State.
Oh, so you had NC State going too.
I had them winning a game and losing to Baylor.
So it's the same as me.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's the one you picked with me?
This is exactly the one I picked with you. Yes. Look at the every other thing I used pen. This is the one I used pencil with because I thought we might be changing things out. I didn't erase one fucking thing because I'm not going to get it right anyway. So who gives a fuck?
I erased a couple.
Because the thing is,
when I went back through it, I changed.
When I said to you, 20 teams could win this thing. Yeah, and of those 20,
what you meant to say was 40.
It's the deepest field I've ever seen.
What you meant to say was
when you think about what happened this weekend, that is the one thing I got right. Okay, I said it was the deepest field I'd ever seen at 20, and that's exactly what looks like has happened. So
what's the lowest seed with the best chance to win? And by lowest I mean highest number actually.
Let me see. Let's look at this. Well, I didn't change any of the games. So I don't know who's. I have it on the computer.
So San Diego State is a 5 seed. They're still
they're
alive.
playing Bama.
Right, but we have to consider them.
Yeah.
Creighton is a 6 seed.
Uh-huh. But they're playing Princeton, who's a 15.
Right, but they don't have a good chance to win the national title.
Both of them do, I think.
Princeton?
I think Princeton can beat Creighton.
Do they have?
They've already beaten Arizona.
Yeah, Princeton win. Do you think they have a chance to win the national title?
I would not have picked them before this tournament started. But
Right now,
I think they do.
You think they do?
Yep, I do. Because I'll tell you why. Because this ain't going to be the end of this. We're going to see 4 or 5 games this weekend where the team we think is going to win is going to lose.
So
we're going to see more upsets.
So you think the highest seed,
which is Alabama?
No, I'm talking about the.
Oh, you mean the
highest,
lowest? Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Lowest but highest number.
Mm-hmm.
You think the lowest seed
left
with a chance to win the title?
There's only 16 left.
Has a decent chance to win.
I think all 16 teams left can win the title. I'm not kidding when I say that. Any one of these 16 would not surprise me. If you ask me who I think is going to win it based on what I saw this weekend, right now I'd be leaning towards UConn.
Right, but
that's right now.
Okay, so my original question was, what lowest seed has the best chance to win?
Well, we know. What's
the
the next lowest seed after Princeton? They're 15.
Well, you've got Creighton was a 6. There's probably some lowers.
See if there's anything lower than who's left? That's a lower.
Florida Atlantic's a 9. They're kind of a big team.
Yeah.
Florida Atlantic's playing, and they're not playing Purdue.
Who are they playing? They're playing. Who is it?
Well, they didn't have to play Purdue. They played Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah.
And they don't have to play Duke. Now they're playing Tennessee. So Florida Atlantic against Tennessee, probably not.
Tennessee, I think, is too physical for them.
Yeah.
Tennessee technically wasn't as big as Duke. They were close, but they were more physical.
Michigan State's a 7 seed.
Against who? Mizzou, right? No.
No, against
Kansas State.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up game.
Right.
That's an even Steven game.
It's a 7-3.
Yeah, that's an even Steven game, though. UCLA Gonzaga is going to be a fucking Donnie in the Brook. That's going to be a great matchup. Watching Timmy go against Jaime. That's going to be those two. That'll be great. And then who did Texas draw? Xavier. That's going to be a Donnie. Xavier's for real. I had Xavier getting here and
That's
Texas.
a 2-3.
Yeah, I had them both getting here, but I have Texas winning that game. Mm-hmm. Actually, this bracket I got exactly right. This one, I've got UCLA right, but I had Kansas coming through.
Arkansas is an 8 seed.
Yeah, against fucking UConn. That's going to be a fucking that. What Charles Barkley said. That's a don't bring the women and children game. This is going to be the firefighters against the policemen on the fucking outdoor court on a Sunday afternoon for bragging rights, and there's no refs. And that's how they're going to play. It's a man's game. It's going to be that. Barkley called that. That's the man.
All right. So what team below a 5 seed has the best chance to win it in your opinion?
Well, I don't know that Arkansas can beat UConn because they're an 8.
Yeah, I don't think they would have the best.
The 9 there, who was it? Who'd you say it was?
Dude, it's got to be Michigan
Florida,
State.
It's got to be Michigan State.
Because of look who's left in their bracket.
Yeah.
Marquette is gone. They beat them.
They beat them.
Duke is gone. Purdue is gone.
They're all the guys that could beat them are gone.
All the big ones are gone.
So don't be shocked if Memphis is in the Final Four against Bama. That's what I would say. I still lean toward
Michigan State.
Michigan State's on the other side, yeah, because it was going to be.
You said Memphis.
I meant Michigan. No, I said Michigan State.
You said don't be surprised if Memphis is in there with. Should we rewind it?
I
think you said Memphis.
You
meant Michigan State.
I thought I said MSU is what I thought I said. Whatever. Anyway, don't be surprised if Michigan State is in the Final Four against Alabama.
Could happen.
Don't be surprised because Michigan State can beat every team left in front of them.
They would have to beat Kansas State and then the winner of Tennessee, Florida Atlantic, which is probably going to be Tennessee.
Look, not an easy road, but a doable one.
and they don't have to play Bama.
And Michigan State is a physical team too. They're big and physical. They play Tennessee's type of ball. So that'll be the New York Knicks Miami Heat game. That'll be that one. Yeah, that's what that one's going to be in the early '90s.
Which one? Kansas State, Michigan State?
Yeah, that's going to be that one. That's going to be physical. A lot of bows in the name. Bows. I mean, and not little bows. We're talking big bows. Okay, so in any event, the Sweet 16 is going to be awesome starting Thursday. We will cover it again on Wednesday. We're going to pick the games Wednesday night. We're going to pick the Sweet 16 Wednesday night.
Oh, that's fun.
We might as well repick it.
Yeah.
You know, whatever we already have, we keep. But then we repick what we lost.
Well, we can print blank ones, put the real teams in there.
Yeah, and then we go from there.
Pick the next.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be fun. So we're going to end the segment on that. We're going to take a quick break. Find Yoda. We'll come back. Segment 2, NFL free agency has gotten very, very, very interesting. Hey, no deal for Lamar yet. What's your thoughts on that one?
I was just thinking about that today. I almost forgot.
Jets in Green Bay. Talk about a rock fight.
What is going on?
Talk about some mudslinging in the old sandbox.
Some negotiations.
Somebody throwing some sand in somebody's eyes in the old sandbox. Yeah. We'll touch base on that one when we get back. Who's got the leverage here? Who's waiting? Who's not? Why should neither team wait? We'll get all of that. Hey, Patriots actually made some moves. Just
Knicks
not
are about to lose.
Not the big one. And we'll see if the Knicks can pull one out of their ass.
No, they lost.
They lost. Forget. Too late for that. Anyway.
Minnesota at home. Come on.
Yeah. They got to win that game. Minnesota is a playoff team. They got to win that game.
But come on.
No, is Brunson still out?
No, Brunson's came back. They beat the Nuggets over the weekend.
Oh, that's right. But yeah,
he
he played.
The Nuggets. Beat the Wolves.
That's the NBA, boys and
Come
girls.
on.
Anyway, we'll be back to segment 2. Chat up on that after we see Yoda and Jobu. See you on the other side, soldier.